What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Burndown YouTube channel. I'm calling this After the Race. I'm here with the rookie navigator, my lovely wife, Christina. And we just wanted to fill you guys in on some of the stuff behind the scenes that I didn't film because there's a lot. So we're going to try to keep it brief because Lord knows I like to talk a bunch, and then hopefully we can let her kind of fill you guys in on her experience, considering you followed me along on one and number two, and I'm always in front of the camera. So first and foremost, what did you think? I mean, overall experience, what did you think going in, and how do you feel about Drag and Drive?
To say I had an absolute blast was an understatement, or is an understatement. It was a lot of fun. It was fun seeing everybody out there with the same mission, same goal, work hard, have fun. It was hard and it was fun, and so yeah.
So how'd you feel on day one when we broke the car when I didn't come back?
Oh, that was expected.
Oh, here we go. That was expected. So
and it's funny because I told Dane that when he didn't come down the return and I got the text like, you need to come get me, I was like, oh great. And then it was the transmission, so I'm like, all right, well that's in the bag. And I know it takes him about 3 hours to do a transmission swap in our driveway, so I'm like, we got this. Like, it's nothing to worry about. But I'm happy it was done on day one.
Yeah.
And then,
my big thing was finding one. So what you guys don't know is when I was down at the end of the return road, there's a really nice gentleman. I forget his name. I'm terrible with names. He was very nice the whole time. He remembered me from the last time that I went. He offered me a transmission. And I was like, well, let me see what my options are and figure stuff out. But I really didn't want to owe that guy one and like possibly roach his. So I was really relieved when Jason said he brought another, like the backup transmission, which was kind of funny. And I think he kind of maybe had an idea that this one may not survive. So other than that, the other thing too is we left here on 4 hours of sleep. We ended up driving 21 hours, if you guys watch that first episode. And we legit drove from Southern California all the way to, what was it, Aspen?
Aspen, Colorado.
Aspen, Colorado in essentially a day. And if we would have went the southern route, we would have been 3 hours from Kearney in one shot. So we drove far. We probably won't go the northern route again. It was really hard on my tow truck, and I'm like, man, I don't want to blow up the tow rig. So that was a bit of a stretch. Oh, she got itchy booty. My dog's doing circles over there on the ground. What else? Oh, how was riding in the car? Because I know my buddy Steve asked about the exhaust, and he was thinking about cutting one in, so this is a good chance for you to answer. Sitting on your side of the car with the 5-inch fender dump.
I mean, to be honest, it really wasn't bad. How you have it positioned, the exhaust light goes below the window.
When you put your arm out, does it heat your arm up though?
At a certain degree, yeah. You can't hang your arm down. It has to be level with the window. But in a good cross breeze, you get high as F. So you might get high on exhaust fumes.
Lack of oxygen.
Absolutely. But I mean, it wasn't bad.
Yeah, and the reason I ended up doing the fender dump was we have a big boy turbo, so it's a 5-inch exhaust. So we're trying to keep that in one shot, and I could neck it down and we could squeeze it through, but the name of the game is making power. So it wasn't terribly loud, and I could make like some sort of baffle to muffle it. But I think if we join the dark side, we put air conditioning in. When you roll the window up, it won't even matter at that point.
Problem solved.
Yeah, so the thing's fine.
Yeah, but then you won't be high and you won't be as giggly.
Yeah. So there was a couple points too where I didn't have the camera on, where the car actually, like, it died because we were having the fueling issues. I wasn't making a big deal out of it because it's really not a big deal, but for the average individual to have your car shut off on a blind curve going through the Rocky Mountains, she started saying some cuss words and doing a panic real quick, but we turned the corner, and I think that was the first time where we started flattening that fuel return, because we just drove off to get off the road, and it was like wham, wham. And also we put different front rims on the car. I have those nice weld wheels that my buddy KP sold me. And I was like, I just don't feel like, I don't want to break these. So I brought one as a spare, but we didn't drive on those this time, and I probably would have broke a wheel because we came off the thing and I was like, I had to look underneath the car, make sure we had bottomed out a bunch of stuff. But that was in the 1320 video when they caught up with us, and Woody was climbing like a mountain goat. We were pulled over because the car actually wasn't very happy. So we're gonna go back to the drawing board. I'm actually looking at fueling stuff right now. I'll figure out and decide what I'd like to do with that. I've been bouncing ideas off Jason. I hit Happel up a little bit, but the main thing is just heat soak. Majority of cars that have hot rods, they don't sit in those cars for 10 or 12 hours in 100-degree heat and drive them up mountains. So I'll probably reach out to maybe the drag and drive community, but again, I have my own ideas and we'll just test those, and that's kind of why we do it. Speaking of drag and drive stuff, somebody has the bug, and tell them about what you saw and what got you interested.
Oh, I fell in love with that little 65 Rambler that was out there, and as soon as he pulled up, I was like, what is that gorgeous little thing? And so we immediately had to run over and check it out because it reminded me of a small little mini Malibu, and I was like, that's it. There she is. Get her done. But I've always loved racing cars, grew up around hot rods and cars. So, you know, it's just a matter of time.
So I was trying to convince her to try the Pacer and drive the Pacer, but she still isn't convinced that the Pacer is going to be fun and cool. But my son and I are going to work on that, and that's our little project together. And then after the Pacer, like as if I need more stuff to do, we are going to put a Rambler together. So we are in the market for a 64 to like 69, I think it is. We want a 2-door. We prefer a hard top. Beggars can't be choosers. So if you have one or you know somebody, what I'd really like to do is, I don't care if it's a few states away. I mean, actually half the country away, I don't really care. We go get it. But I'd like one that maybe somebody has that they either didn't finish. I just need a title. We need glass and a carcass because we're going to turn it into a drag and drive car. But something that somebody would like to see finished and run around and raced and used on the channel. Something like that. Kind of like the Twinnebago. So I'm not looking for a showstopper. I don't want the $1 million, $10,000 nice car that runs and drives and all that. But if you know somebody or you have one or you got a line on one and it's fairly cheap and it's somewhat decent, I'm pretty handy, so send it over and we'll take a look at it and see. I don't know where we're storing all these, by the way. I'm supposed to be the one that's getting in trouble for bringing the projects home, like when I brought the Pacer home. I'm not supposed to be getting egged on by my wife to bring more junk home.
It's small. We can make it work. I mean, heck, I'll open up that 4th stall and I can park it right next to my real horses.
Yeah.
So, hey.
I think the Pacer would fit. If anything, we can just squeeze the Pacer back there. So what else? Bishop's Castle. That place was amazing. I was really excited.
Super sketchy, but it was incredible.
Brookie, come here. She's rolling around in dirt. Come here.
Hey.
That was cool. The scenery, I tried to explain to her too when I went on 1.0, one of the things I really love is all the small town stuff and the one stoplight towns. And you have to experience it. Like somebody can explain and you go, oh, that's cool. But, you know, what did you think of all those little places?
Oh, South Park was awesome. I loved it. I've been South Park forever as growing up, and actually see it in person.
We went through a town called South Park, Colorado, and they have all the little buildings and stuff, and it's what the cartoon's based off of.
Yeah, and it was real cute and fun to see their little towns because it looks just like South Park. The castle was great. Again, yeah, seeing all those small little towns that we never ever see in a million years.
Yeah.
Like it was.
And the back roads, everything's back roads. There's no real highways or freeways or nothing. And then the other thing too is that the people on the event, again, I can't stress enough that that's what makes the whole event special. It's Matt and June running it. It all starts from the top down. As far as the distances and how hard it is, I know people say that, you know, there's other events that are shorter and maybe they cater to some of the faster cars or whatever it is. But for me, from where I stand, there's nothing harder or better than Rocky Mountain Race Week. It is the Super Bowl. If you don't want to sit in your car for 12 hours and drive up mountains and do stuff and you just want to rip 6-second passes off or whatever, there's other events for you. You can go do that. And at some point, I'd like to branch out and maybe try other events. But as far as the budget and everything that I have right now, it takes me everything I've got to get to the one event. And I'll continue to do that unless, the budget grows. Right, get afforded other opportunities to bring the car out to other events. Rocky Mountain Race Week is the one that's the only one I'll shoot for, unless other opportunities. And then especially fielding 2 cars. I don't know how we're even going to do that, but I didn't know how I was going to get to the first one, so that's we just set goals and shoot for it. I mean, that's the other thing too. If you want to go, you just need to sign up. Don't do the someday. Don't do the whatever. The drag. What is it? The road breakers. There's always spots available for that, and it's pretty cool. I do have to say that, at first I was like, oh, I want to race if I go. They'll let you make some passes here and there. You kind of get the time slot where they fit you in, so the track might be hot or it might be whatever, so you won't get ideal times to run, I don't think, but you'll get a taste of it, then you get to follow the routes. And if you have a car that you're not sure, that's a great way to get broken in and do it, because to enter the event and then not finish the event, in my opinion, would be worse than entering road week and then finding out it's either for you or no, this is stupid, I don't want to do it, right? Because then you're taking somebody else's chance away to race. So if you have an unproven car or you just think you want to do it, or maybe you don't get in, don't wait for someday. Come out and hang out with us. So anything else you'd like to input?
Oh my gosh, huge shout out to John, your 2021 co-pilot.
Yeah.
John, holy cow.
Yeah.
I think I got the easy co-piloting because the car was able to go 75 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Not having to deal with anxiety, stress, Dane 24 hours out of the day, 7 days out of the week.
24 hours was one car ride. Yeah, we were in the car for 24 hours.
I mean, I know how it could get, and so I know exactly how he was on that trip. But John, man. Yeah.
Kudos.
Kudos.
I did apologize to him when we got back because I felt like I mean, it's not just me. Anybody can be a bit much. You get put in that situation, and then your stress levels test, and then I didn't have my car shouldn't have made it on 21. I mean, I forced it down through there. John was a trooper. I did that with sheer will because I was like, I don't care. This car is making it. I wanted to finish. And then this go around, because I put my own car together, you guys watch it, I knew what I was up against, so it was a lot easier to turn that into something. And then even bringing an untested car, I knew that if I just took my time, that the combination we put together should be fine, aside from the lack of track testing.
But not even having to deal with you, having to do that navigation in the dark with no lights whatsoever, and being alone and nobody to caravan with.
He didn't have anybody to lean on. She had Hugo go.
Oh, Hugo! I love Hugo. Hugo, huge shout out. But I was testing you. I was. Oh, yeah. I had my maps, making sure you were doing those right turns and left turns.
We enjoy all the war guys. Couldn't have made it without them, so thank you.
Great guys.
All the other sponsors, everybody that helped us get there too, for sure. I mean, the family, friends, everybody that supports me, my wife, all my crazy ideas. And the funny part, I do have to say, is I used to have crazy ideas, and then she would go, "Oh, here we go again." Well, it's got to the point that I've eased off of my crazy ideas, and she's like, "Oh, we should do this. You should do that." Like the Rambler thing. That's all. That has nothing to do with me. And I'm tired. People. I don't want to start new projects and field 2 Rocky Mountain Race Week vehicles. You
just need to make it real easy going and something I can handle on my own.
That's all.
That's
all we have to do.
Yeah.
So next thing you know, I'm not even gonna have a channel anymore. She's gonna be driving the Malibu.
That's exactly what it means. Yeah. I will be able to put down
It'll be the rookie navigator
passes and boom.
I'll be in there in the dark trying to find our way.
Oh, you'd be terrible.
Oh yeah. If without a navigator, I would be so lost. I would probably still be in Kansas right now driving in circles.
I don't think you'd even make it to Nebraska.
I don't even think I'd make it to race week, honestly. You lose cell phone service and it's just out the window. But yeah, no, we enjoy it. We're gonna try to come back next year for 1.0. I may be, actually might be a navigator, but technically we'll just follow Hugo again. But if Hugo doesn't go, then I'm really screwed. So I apologize now, Joe, if I am your navigator, because it maybe I'm gonna have to brush up on my skill set. So yeah, we'll do that 1.0, and then next on the list is the Pacer. My boy and I, we're gonna start filming again this weekend. We're gonna drag that thing out of the weeds, put it on jack stands, put it out front, and then start bringing you guys more content. And then as far as the stuff in here goes, if you're a hardcore fan, at the end of the video and you're wondering about the K5, I got back to work and I am just cleaning a bunch of stuff up, so there's no use to show you guys any of that until it's done, and then we get on to coding and doing stuff that interests people. You don't want to watch you guys sweeping floors and cleaning frames all day. Trust me, it's very boring. I'm the guy doing it and it's boring to me. So, any final thoughts, final words?
No.
So if the Pacer runs next year and it's decent, are you willing to take the Pacer?
Well, of course I'm not going to say no, but I have my reservations if it's the stick and...
Pacer's supposed to get 5-speed. She doesn't know how to drive stick, so
well, not
see.
very well. I know how to fly people out of Jeeps in a stick shift.
Yeah, a Pacer with a 5-speed and my wife driving, and then I'm not even going to be in the car. What could go wrong?
Everything.
You drive it off a cliff.
And
yeah.
you know how I am, and everything will go wrong.
But again, I won't be in the car. So who are your navigator? Maybe John is up for another navigational
John!
He would really quit. Yeah. I think your anxiety will put John over the top.
No, because I just laugh and just scream. It's like either I'm laughing or I'm screaming.
Yeah. Well, you let us know how you deal with laughing and screaming, John. But that is it. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments, and then I'll field them and we'll get back to you. If you have questions for me or the Rookie Navigator, let us know. But yeah, that's it. And we look forward to the next one. See you guys.
Bye.
I ain't playing games, I create my own lane, making pleasure out of pain, turning losses into gains, I'm the boss, I'm making change, I've been rocking this exchange, popping off and risking things, gonna make a f***ing name, I just wanna be famous, but I don't want that cheap fame, no I'm not that vain, I just wanna be